What is up, everybody out there in HeroClix land? This, once again, is Scott Porter back for day number 3 of our HeroClix unboxing series for the brand new DC HeroClix set, Masters of Time. And I gotta tell you, I am so hyped. Hyper-timed for this. Hyper-timed. You said I did that? Supposed to go little dad time travel joke. Never mind. Anyway, here's the deal. We've seen a ton of heroes, right? Time-traveling heroes, but there are a ton of bad guys who do the same thing. And we saw Time Stealers as Mr. Mind's, one of Mr. Mind's keywords, which means Perdegaton, Despero, let's see, Supernova. That's, what is it, Booster Gold's dad, I think, who was trying to do a bunch of stuff. Black Beetle. There's a bunch of villains just in that particular series alone. We've seen a lot of Justice League Dark. Have we seen Hecate? Have we seen Circe? Have we seen any of those? Have we seen the Upside Down Man? Have we seen any of these characters that have to do with Justice League Dark? No. I don't know if this set just doesn't have a ton of villains in it. I know one of the last DC sets was notorious and was full of villains. Maybe we're trying to balance it out, but I would love to see some more villains today. So let's see if we can get some. We also have not seen any of the Dark Knights of Steel characters yet. Now, here's the thing. Like DC, with all of these crises and all of these resets, and I'm pretty sure I've misspoke a couple of times when the events happen, I can't always remember what followed Flashpoint and what happened right before Convergence, or what followed Infinite Crisis and happened before, the 52 morphed into the new 52 after Final Crisis. I can't always keep track of everything. My head boggles at it, and I am a pretty knowledgeable guy. A lot of you out there might not have as much base knowledge of DC. I want to urge you, because there are still so many stories that are fantastic happening at DC, just to read the ones that kind of call out to you. Ignore continuity, ignore trying to figure out what the history of a character is. Dark Knights of Steel is an Elseworlds tale. You don't need to know anything going into it. You don't need to know who Alexander Luthor is. In the story of Dark Knights of Steel, he ends up being the court advisor that becomes overpowered by a green ring, a Green Lantern ring, and becomes the Green Man, and is using this magic and is being whispered to by what he thinks is this ring. Turns out to be something else entirely. Don't want to spoil it. You don't need to know who Alexander Luthor is. Everybody knows the name Lex Luthor, but in the outside of the confines of this story, you don't need to know who Alexander Luthor is. You don't need to know that this is a guy from Crisis on Infinite Earths who was locked away in a prism at the end of it when all the worlds collapsed into one, with Earth 2 Superman and Superboy Prime and Lois Lane, and ended up fracturing the universe again as they broke out because they didn't believe that the heroes of the current universe were doing a good enough job protecting it, and caused the Infinite Crisis by Jeff Johns. You don't need to know any of that. All you need to know is Alexander Luthor is the Green Man. So Dark Knights of Steel, Supergirl, Woman of Tomorrow, like there's so many good stories out there that are happening. You don't need to know, you don't need to be, put off by all of the alternating histories of these characters. If you love Batman, read some Batman stories. I promise you they're going to feel like a Batman story, and they're going to be just as good if you don't know much about him as they are if you know all the deep, dark history of Gotham, okay? So we haven't got any of those figures. I can't wait. I want some of those. I want more villains. I want Dark Knights of Steel. I want Kid Flash. I want some other, kind of lighter, kind of time-traveling heroes. And Legion of Superheroes would be really cool to get a couple of them as well. We saw Daxamite. Can we get Mon-El? That would be really, really neat. I would love to get a couple of Legionnaires in here. Let me know in the comments below who you're hoping I pull today. And without further ado, let's just start going. All right. Oh, we've got some bubble wrap. Usually a good sign. We've got, I did not expect this. We got a Trick Arrow here, folks. We have seen Trick Arrows before. All right. So what? Green Arrow confirmed. I mean, we got Red Arrow yesterday, and I know the card said daughter of Oliver Queen. I'm going to stick to sister of Oliver Queen. Daughter of Robert Queen. I might have misspoke yesterday. I said Richard. Robert Queen, sister of Oliver Queen. Red Arrow. So maybe Trick Arrows for Green Arrow. We've got Sergeant Rock himself. Yeah, the big man, the leader of Easy Company. Now, on day 1, and by the way, if you didn't watch day 1 or day 2, just pause time, go back, watch it, come back and rejoin us now. But on day 1, I pulled out a Daxamite. I said, this looks like a Superboy pose, right? You know, he's got his arm up in the air. This is what I was talking about. This is a Superman pose. He's got his hands down by his side, and, oh, Dad, Superman here to tell you all the right things and wrong things that you do. Oh, how dare you. Oh, I'm going to have my hands on my hips or cross my arms and, you know, scold all the heroes who don't do it right. That is a very Superman pose. Next to him, we've got that Daxamite we saw on day 1, so we will take a look at that. And then, oh, yes, okay. Oh, what a sculpt, too. What a sculpt. We have Black Beetle, the mysterious time stealer Black Beetle is the last sculpt. No super rares. Man, I'm falling short on these super rare pulls today, man. We still got 2 Jurassic boosters, 3 more regular boosters, so, you know, it'll even out, hopefully, at some point. No primes, only 2 super rares? 2 super rares so far. So, all right, let's see. What are we going to look at first? Oh, well, the Trick Arrow has super rare coloring on the card here, but let's just take a peek at this Trick Arrow here. This one looks like it's got a boxing glove at the end of it, which I think is so funny. We have seen Trick Arrows as a game element in a different set. Now, there's 6 different Trick Arrows that we're going to have to scroll through here. I'll tell you what each one of them are. This first one, Trick Arrow Boxing Glove. On effect, choose a hit character. After resolutions, knock back the hit character 6 squares and increase any knockback damage they would be dealt by 1. Now, again, a Trick Arrow is a piece of equipment. This is the boxing glove is 7A. It's indestructible, and it's for use with name of keywords marksman. And you drop it if you're going to unequip it. On the back of it, you can see just the basic rules for the qualifying names and keywords and just how equipment works. I'm not going to read that all for you now. Let's go to the next Trick Arrow. The next Trick Arrow is going to be Fountain Pen. Oh, that's fun. Effect on reveal, choose a hit character, and until your next turn, lines of fire drawn to that character by friendly characters can't be blocked. Okay, yeah, show you the exact way to get there. The next one is Trick Arrow Hypnotic. Ooh. Instead of normal damage, choose a hit character or character adjacent to a hit character. That character halves speed and becomes friendly to your force, and one at a time may in either order move and or make an attack. Then it reverts forces. So like a little mind control arrow that you've got there. The next Trick Arrow is going to be Stun. On reveal, choose a hit character. The hit character can't use speed or attack powers until your next turn. Plain and simple. Trick Arrow Phantom Zone. Are you kidding me? This is great. Choose a hit character after resolutions. Place the chosen character in their starting area. You send them to the Phantom Zone. That is so good. Trick Arrow Nth Metal. Are you kidding me? Man, we've got some really cool Trick Arrows here. Choose a hit character. Until your next turn, the chosen character can't use team abilities or stop clicks. It is a Trick Arrow that overrides stop clicks. Are you kidding me? Yes. So needed. It is so needed to be able to ignore the stop clicks. So there you go. That is our DC version of the Trick Arrows. Very, very cool. We're going to skip the Daxamite because we've already pulled him. And we're going to go straight into Sergeant Rock. That's right. We got an Easy Company soldier, I think, back on day 2. This is Sergeant Rock. He is the leader of Easy Company. Past and soldier keywords, Formidable Resolve, Sergeant Rock. Now, we saw Formidable Resolve with the Blackhawk pilot and with Easy Company soldier. This one says, when a friendly character with the soldier keyword is KO'd by an opposing effect, give Sergeant Rock a Formidable Resolve token. If Sergeant Rock has a Formidable Resolve token, the first time he would be KO'd, instead, remove all of his Formidable Resolve tokens and turn him to his last non-KO click, then heal him 1 click for every token removed this way. Protected Pulse Wave. That's great. That is awesome. He refuses to die if he is trying to avenge any of his Easy Company soldiers that have fallen before him, or anybody else with formidable resolve. Could be Blackhawk pilots, probably Lady Blackhawk as well. On the back, we've got calling in the reserves. Power. Yes, I called this earlier. Generate a Masters of Time, set number 12, Easy Company soldier on click number 5 within range and line of fire. Then you may remove any number of formidable resolve tokens from Sergeant Rock. If you do, for every 2 tokens removed, generate a Masters of Time, set number 12, Easy Company soldier on click 5 adjacent to the first Easy Company soldier generated this way. This game, those characters aren't scored when KO'd. Oh, that's huge. They're not scored. So your formidable tokens are gathering on your card. You're waiting, you see, 4 soldiers go down, right? You're putting the formidable tokens on the card. Then you can use a power action, spawn an Easy Company soldier, and then 2 additional for your 4 formidable token power. So say you've already you've lost 4, you can get 3 of them back onto the map using that power. So he's constantly spawning these soldiers, building up his formidable, and keep in mind, they're all coming out on click number 5, which is only 1 click long. So they're popping up, they're getting KO'd. He's getting a formidable token for every 2 of them go down. He can spawn another one out. So you can keep a steady stream of guys going. The important thing is they're not scoring against you. That's huge, right? Because a lot of times when you have these generate effects, you're generating fodder for the other team to keep on building more points, more victory points against you. So that is pretty cool. Well done. Welcome to the fray, Sergeant Rock. What's in Scotty P's cup today? Well, guys, I'm in Toronto. Now listen, someone's from Toronto if they're from Toronto. They're not from Toronto, okay? That's how people south of the border, okay, they say Toronto. Oh, I've been to Toronto a number of times. No, you go to Toronto, okay? First of all. Second of all, if you're in Toronto, Timmy Hortons. It's Canada. I mean, it's Canada's favorite. Timmy's. I've got Timmy's large iced black coffee here. It's so good. Now in the States, you've got Dunkin' Donuts. Good. Yeah, it's good. Timmy's, very fond of the black coffee for Timmy's. I think you can tell I'm speaking at a faster rate today because this thing's got me juiced up. So what's in Scott Porter's cup? Tim Hortons, not sponsored, but wouldn't mind being. Send those Timbits my way, please. All right. Let's see. Next, we've got the stick in the mud. That's right. Clark Kent just standing there and just looking like a giant principal, really. Oh, heroes, you have to act a certain way. You have to do it. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Look at him. I mean, it's just it's a regal, very noble, very heroic stance. Sure. Okay. We've got Justice League, Kryptonian, Metropolis, Time Masters, Trinity, Future, and Past keywords. Can be 85 points or 50 points, set number 15. Okay. Time Masters, probability control. When Superman uses it and an opposing character misses all targets after resolutions, remove an action token from a friendly character with the future or past keyword. I believe that is the same as the other Time Master that we have pulled so far. Also has a special defend power. I can't let this happen. Defend and invulnerability. That defend is big with that 19 on that first click. Keep him top dial, share that defense. He's got Hyper Time as his team ability here. And I'm just taking a peek back to Booster, Time Master's probability control. Yeah, it reads the... Yep, remove an action token. Reads the exact same. So yeah, that is a shared trait for all of the Time Masters, who is the group that goes after Batman after Darkseid sends him into the time stream. Last but not least, we're going to take a look at a villain, a time stealer, a mysterious man, and that is Black Beetle. Now, I love it. As you can see coming out of the black scarab on the back there, the smoke, that kind of translucent effect on that. Really, really cool. He's very glossy, this guy. They've really glossed up his armor, man. You can see that shine flying off of him there. Black Beetle. Now, the Time Stealers are Mr. Mind's team that he put together to go in and just futz with the time stream to make everything go in their favor, right? Perdegaton is there because he wants the Nazis to win the war, right? You know, it's like Black Beetle's there because he wants to go back and keep Jamie Reyes from ever becoming Blue Beetle, right? So he wants to prevent Ted Kord's death, right? You've got Despero before Despero becomes like the hulking monster menace, like big time villain. This is him more of like the chess master kind of guy. You know, he's a little bit weaker in physical form, but you know, they're all there for a reason. Mr. Mind, of course, you know, just wants to tinker with that time stream, wants to eat it all, right? And he wants revenge on Booster Gold and Rip Hunter most especially. But Time Stealers are a really cool little team because none of them are overpowered, right? We have so many super powerful villains in DC, and they're always trying to one up. And it's because you have Superman, who is just so powerful that you've got to have people that can stand against him, right? So Darkseid, and then you start going down from Darkseid, right? You got, who's the big rocky guy that just like killed everybody? Why am I blanking on his name? I'll remember it at some point. Killed Superman, Doomsday. You've got these big, like hulking, crazy, they feel unbeatable, right? You got the Anti-Monitor, you got all these huge, Necron, you got all these guys. These feel like heroes of old and villains of old. Not too overpowered, not, enough that they're going toe to toe, that every fight feels kind of fair and it's fun. So anyway, big fan. Let's take a look at Black Beetle's card here. Time Stealers, future, mystical, past keywords, 43A. Ooh, all right. What are we going to get as the prime? Because that's a prime there. So is it Blue Beetle? Is it the Scarab? Is it the red Scarab? Scarlet Scarab? Who knows? Changing history. During game setup, you may place your opponent's terrain markers. Oh, no! That is huge! Altered history. Free once per game. Generate a terrain marker of 5 points or less from your sideline. I love this. What a cool game mechanic. 6 range, 2 arrows, running shot, impervious. Planning the future is the special damage power on the back here. Enhancement and empower. Adjacent friendly characters modify attack by +1. Man, there is a lot of that in this set. Okay, let's pull him back and let's talk about this game mechanic really quick. Okay, all right, changing history. This is so cool, and I wonder if all the Time Stealers get this. During game setup, you place your opponent's terrain markers. Since you have all this mobile terrain and all these things, now you can place elevated terrain on the map, blocking terrain on the map, hindering terrain on the map. You can place all this stuff on the map. The fact that you get to mess with their initial setup, that's huge. That's actually pretty big. Now, is he too pricey for some people to want to run that? Sure, maybe. 75 points, sure. 6 clicks long, 3 natural damage. A lot of enhancement, though, some other stuff, +1 to attack, stuff like that. But still, messing with people's terrain, especially I designed a map recently, the Ice Lake map. A lot of people are setting up terrain in very interesting ways to force people to cross the Ice Lake to get to their side. Well, if they can't place their stuff so that you have to move in a certain way and you're placing it for them, that's another layer of strategy. Very, very cool. On the back, it says unknown under real name. So here's the thing. Jamie Reyes, one of his support team, Nadia, she dies, right? Has a brother named Hector. Black Beetle is claimed to be Hector at a certain point. Black Beetle is claimed to be future Jamie Reyes going back in time to prevent Jamie Reyes from ever becoming the Blue Beetle. He's also said that he's a member of the Reach? The alien race that has the scarabs. Says that he's, a member of them, Joshua. I can't remember how it's spelled, but Joshua. But I think it's Hector who got the scarab from Joshua and now is like lost his mind a little bit flying through the time stream. But it still says unknown. So I guess Black Beetle's still a great mystery in DC Comics. I've always just thought it was Hector, the brother of Nadia, who died under Jamie Reyes' watch, which would bring a lot of that guilt onto him. I'll put this Daxamite over here just because it's feeling pretty small. All right. And the trick arrow, so cool. especially the Nth Metal one, the Phantom Zone one. So super specific to DC. Really, really cool. Now, we're at the midway for today. We don't have a play-at-home kit or anything to open. There's no more Dice and Tokens packs for HeroClix is what it looks like to me. Usually I love having the Dice and Token packs for me and I would show you all that stuff. So today, you are getting the legacy cards at the end of the video. So stick around or, you know, jump into the future if you want to, if you're really, really impatient. And you'll hear the full list of legacy cards. Now, I'm not home in Los Angeles, so I don't have access to my collection, so I don't have any of the figures for the legacy cards. You're going to have to boringly watch me read them on my phone today. But you guys don't care, do you? You guys, tell me in the comments, do you care? You just want the names. You just want to get on whatever store you can and beat the rush to these figures, right? And I'm sure with this particular set, there's going to be a lot of really cool ones. All right. Oh, I got another trick arrow. Oh, man, these things are going to be, if I know, you know, everybody's going to want multiples of these trick arrows. So cool. I got another trick arrow. Ooh. Why didn't I expect to see this particular guy, the Time Trapper? Oh my gosh. Very cool. Legion of Superheroes, villain all the way. Super cool. We have another member of Justice League Dark popping out here. We've got Zatanna. Yes. All right. Boom. Getting some new figures. We've got the main set, Detective Chimp. Now, we've already seen Detective Chimp, but we haven't seen... We saw the play-at-home kit one, so I'm wondering if this one does a lot different. And then, guys, we got to chase. We got to chase. And, oh, man. Woo, looks like Dark Knights of Steel is going to be our chase theme for this set. Now, remember, Rip Hunter is on the back of the boosters. I cannot remember the last time that WizKids put a figure on the back of the box that wasn't a chase or an ultra chase. Please, please say that Rip Hunter is not a chase or an ultra chase. Still, the Dark Knights of Steel is an incredibly, incredibly awesome story that I urge everyone to go out there and read. We got the Bat Prince from Dark Knights of Steel. So that means that on the outside of the boosters here, let's see, we have Jefferson Pierce, the head of the House of Storms, the Bat Prince, who we have here right now. We have Diana Prince. I wonder what other characters from that series are going to be chases here. I would assume Supergirl would be here. The Green Man would be here. The villains of the story, I would assume, would be here. Although that would kind of be crazy to have them be a chase. And you notice I'm not telling you, because I'm not going to spoil it. It's a pretty recent book, and they're both out in trade. You can get both trades right now. So I'm not going to spoil the story. Oh, of course, we need Connell. But then there's a lot of other players. Constantine, Harley Quinn, Constantine, Poison Ivy. If we have 8 chases, I would say that's probably who I think they are. That's just me. Tell me in the comments below if you've read Dark Knights of Steel, who you think the rest of the chases are going to be. Tell me in the comments below. Okay, Detective Chimp, Time Trapper, Zatanna, and the Bat Prince. Okay, where are we going first? Let's go with Detective Chimp, because we've already seen, like I said, it's the same sculpt that you get in the play-at-home kit. You just get a different dial, right? That one didn't really have much to do with, like, Nightmaster's Sword. Did have the Oblivion Bar as one of the special powers. Let's see what this Detective Chimp does. Justice League, Dark, Shadow Pact, Animal, Detective, and Mystical. I'm just an immortal crime-solving primate. Has Perplex and Outwit and not much else. Okay, so it looks like the play-at-home kit version is more of your sword-wielding, Nightmaster sword-wielding, Mira ruling Detective Chimp. This feels more like Detective Chimp from back at the start of Shadow Pact, or some of the old tales with him in them. You look on the back, it says Justice League Dark number 5, 2019, a significant appearance, but that would be more of the Nightmaster sword-wieldy version. So I'm going to say this drunky, grumpy, drunky Detective Chimp is going to be more of your old school Detective Chimp. 4 clicks long, some stealth, super senses, tiny, mystics, perplex, outwit. Very cool. Pretty simple. man, I wish we had a little more of the Nightmaster flavor into it, because he goes on this kind of revenge quest, not revenge quest, but has this air to him after Nightmaster dies. Now, if you don't know who Nightmaster is, Shadow Pact, okay, awesome team. I loved it. There were a lot of really cool books in that 52 era that were all kind of popping on their own. You know, Gail Simone was writing Secret Six. Shadow Pact had some really fun characters in it. You know, Blue Devil, Ragman. Oh, Ragman was so much fun. Nightmaster and Detective Chimp became best friends. Now, Nightmaster used to run the Oblivion Bar, and also can open a portal with his sword to this mystical kingdom. I think it's called Mirai. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Throughout that Justice League dark run with Wonder Woman, with the whole Hecate, the other people, the Upside Down Man, with the Dr. Fate helmet, with Nabu, all trying to fight for the future of magic on the other side of the source wall being completely broken apart at the end of the crisis before it. We start losing our grip on magic. And he, Detective Chimp, tries to harbor a lot of the magic users on Earth who are now trying to be, you know, assassinated by Nabu, who wants Order to be reinstalled, and the other, you know, the Upside Down Man, who wants all of his magic back, and Hecate, who wants all the magic for herself. He tries to keep people in that kingdom, and actually leads to the downfall of that. He feels a lot of guilt from that. On the other side of it, there's a lot of growth for Detective Chimp. So I was hoping to have a little more of that flavor, but still very cool nonetheless. Anytime you can get Bobo T Chimpanzee in a set, it's a good time. All right, let's go with Zatanna. Now, interested to see what version of Zatanna we're getting here. Obviously, Justice League Dark, but there were a couple of different teams of Justice League Dark, and Zatanna was in a couple of different places within them. There was a Madame Xanadu Justice League Dark, where Zatanna was kind of at full power and then beyond. And then there was the Wonder Woman Justice League Dark, with as magic being broken down, her powers were on the fritz. They weren't doing what they were supposed to. They're kind of doing the opposite of what they were supposed to at all times. So let's see what version we get here. Zatanna, Justice League Dark, 7 soldiers, love it. Shadow Pact, Celebrity, and Mystical. Set number 21 comes in at 70 points. Aha! That first power may look like it says Rewap a Kip, but that's actually pick a power. You got to read everything she says backwards, right? So pick a power. At the beginning of your turn, you may choose a standard power. Zatanna can use the chosen power until your next turn. She has mystics, and man, does she have a lot of powers on her die. You could turn it over just to see how many. Justice League Dark number 11, 2019. Interesting. So yeah, I didn't know if we might be having the version of Zatanna where her powers were kind of going awry. There have been some carded figures in this game that when you try to do something with your figure, it can actually benefit the opponent, or it can do something big or massive for you. I didn't know if they were going to go that path. But yeah, during that Wonder Woman-led Justice League Dark, Zatanna was almost powerless. Constantine was dying. Zatanna was powerless. Magic was broken. It was completely broken at this point in time. It's a really good read if you like to read series where the stakes are actually pretty high for characters that are not A or B, or, you know, maybe even, but the C tier heroes, I would guess, are in there outside of Wonder Woman, of course. That was a really fun read, though. All right, Time Trapper. We don't have enough time for me to tell you everything that the Time Trapper has done. Just know he's from a race in the future that deal with the time stream. He is, his headquarters are at the end of time, around Vanishing Point, right at the end of it all. You know, he comes back in time a lot to mess with the Legion of Superheroes. There are a lot of very fun, lighthearted, kind of crazy time travel stories with him. And then there are some deeper, darker ones. He has caused some pain over time. He's a very powerful being, hops around a lot in the time stream, but mostly, like I said, Legion of Superheroes centric. He's got future and past keywords. The time stream is my domain. Probability control. When Time Trapper uses it and a friendly character hits all targets, after resolution, give an action token to each hit target. So a little bit of added incapacitate there. Cosmic energy, team ability. 10 clicks long. Look at that dial. For 100 points, you get 10 clicks. 6 range, 2 targets, some improved targeting there. Side blast down the dial, and of course, that time stream is my domain. Not crazy overpowered, but a very, very deep dial nonetheless. No way to gain their health back, though. If you look at the back, Hyper Time is the team ability that they are sporting back there, and it says Adventure Comics number 317 in 1964. Superman, back and forth. Back in the day. Legion of Superheroes, very big in that Action Comics, like 300s run. They were kind of the young teen team at the time. It wasn't quite yet the time of Teen Titans. That they were like the kid versions, right? You had Superboy running around as well, Superman and the Legion of Superheroes. Very cool time in comics. I did not expect to see Time Trapper. I don't know why I didn't. We saw Legion of Superheroes, of course. Are we going to get any of the Fatal Five? I don't know. You know, in 52, which we've gotten a lot of characters that have ties to that comic book series, the Emerald Eye of Ekron is around, you know? The Emerald Empress, like, maybe we see some Fatal Five in here for some villains? I don't know. Maybe that's a stretch. All right, last but not least, the Bat Prince. All right. So I got to tell you a little bit about him, I guess, or else his card's not going to make any sense, right? But you see that armor, you got that cape flowing. That battle armor is insane. It feels like more like a knight's armor. He's got the sword. You can see the flare on the cape, though. Very cool. Why is that cape flaring? Because guess what? This Batman can fly. Because guess what? This Batman is actually the half-brother of Superman. Batman, family, Kryptonian, past ruler and warrior. Keywords comes in at 140, 100, or 75. Robin's Report. Oh, so cool. At the beginning of your turn, you may generate a bystander on this card that has not already been generated this game. Friendly bystanders have the Batman team ability. When a friendly bystander is missed by an attack after resolutions, you may place them into an unoccupied square up to 4 squares away from their current square. If you look at his top dial, he's got hypersonic speed, he's got Blades, Claws, Fangs with a 12 attack, exploit weakness, he's dealing a lot of damage, and he doesn't fly. Okay, he's just running here, but hypersonic speed, range of 3. They are not innocent. They are magic is a trait on the back, and I'll explain it to you in a second. Opposing characters can't use the printed team abilities from characters in their KO area. Okay. All right. That's a big situation there because a lot of teams like to do that. Special defense power, heir to the throne, stop, impervious. When this click is revealed, this game, Bat Prince has flight, there it is, and a range value of 5. Why does it happen after his stop click? I will tell you right after I show you the Richard, Timothy, and Cassandra bystanders there. You can see all very good. One's got Perplex, one's got Shape Change, one's got Outwit. Bruce Wayne, Dark Knights of Steel, number 1, 2022. So I told you earlier, right? If you haven't read Dark Knights of Steel, imagine Game of Thrones set in the world of DC, right? You have these different houses, but they all have their own kind of powers, right? They don't have dragons or anything, but they've got their own dragons in some of the superpowered or magical individuals that are there. The House of L knows that one of the only things that can beat it is magic. Magic is deadly to the elves. I won't tell you how they got there. I won't tell you how the kingdom began. But he is kind of, the Bat Prince is kind of their right hand, right? He is kind of the leader of their troops. And he also has a little bit of, what was his name? The bald guy in Game of Thrones that had his little sparrows. You know, not the sparrows, his little spiders. Was it the spider? I can't remember. Anyway, he had his little spies everywhere, right? You get back all this little chatter from, well, the Bat Prince had his robins, and they were put into all the other neighboring kingdoms, right? There was a robin in Themyscira. There was a robin in the House of Storms. There were robins in the countryside. All of the robins happen to be the actual robins. So Stephanie and Tim, they're a part of it as well. Unfortunately, they didn't get bystanders, but he has multiple Robins out in the field, and they report back to him all of the things that are happening. Lois Lane, I think, is a Robin as well. Very, very cool element. So who else do I think would be from the Dark Knights of Steel in the set? If we're going off of old sets, we think there's going to be, 8 chases? I would see Batman, Supergirl and Superman, the Green Man, Harley Quinn, Poison Ivy, Wonder Woman, and man, there's so many other, maybe Constantine as an advisor for the House of Storms. Very, very cool. That's our first chase. Let's see. Now I just want... Dark Knights of Steel is going to be chases. Anyway, okay. All right. Well, I'm going to have to track them all down. Something else you're going to want to track down is old figures in your collection. Here is the time where we give you legacy cards, and everybody rushes to the internet to try and figure out if they need to pick up any of these characters who are going to have brand new cards in this set. Okay, let's see. First is Cosmic Boy, set number 1 from Superman and the Legion of Superheroes. Saturn Girl, set number 2 from Superman and the Legion of Superheroes. Lightning Lad, from the Superman and the Legion of Superheroes set. Then we have Amethyst. That's set number 19 from Superman and the Legion of Superheroes. And what's so cool about that is we saw Ginny Hex on day 1. Amethyst is a big part of Young Justice, especially the newer run. Man, I'm hoping for hopefully a couple of other characters from that run. Superboy was great in that. Of course, Kid Flash. I've been saying Impulse, please give me Impulse. But there are some other really cool characters in that as well. We have Matter Eater Lad, set number 25 from the Superman set. White Witch, set number 47A from Superman and the Legion of Superheroes. Ragman, a member of the Shadow Pact that I was just talking about. Set number 47B from World's Finest. Vigilante, from Justice League Unlimited, who goes into your Old West kind of range. Very cool. Set number 48 from that set. Tim Hunter, very cool. Set number 55 from Justice League Trinity War. And the other two we've already seen in Solaris and Starro, and they come in the Play at Home set. So Cosmic Boy, Saturn Girl, Lightning Lad, Amethyst, Matter Eater Lad, White Witch, Ragman, Vigilante, Tim Hunter, Solaris, and Starro. And those are the legacy figures that you will need to search for to complete the set from this DC set, Masters of Time. That's going to do it for day 3. Still want more villains, but we got a couple extra today. We got one of the Time Stealers today. Very, very cool. We know what the chases are now, and they are Dark Knights of Steel. So yeah, we got a lot of questions answered today. What is the figure that you like the most that I've pulled so far in days 1, 2, and 3? Let me know in the comments down below. For me, out of everything I've pulled so far, I think Black Beetle is very cool with what he is able to do, but Swamp Thing is probably the one that I am most excited to run. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I got to say thank you so much to WizKids for sending this stuff out and let me share this stuff so early. Remember, this set doesn't have a current release date. That's how far in the past we are doing this particular unboxing set. I got to say thank you to RealmSmith for helping me finish these videos up here in Toronto. I'm up here shooting the 3rd season of Ginny in Georgia. I'm not home, so I didn't have all my figures for the legacy cards. Sorry about the boarding read-off, but hopefully it's exciting enough for you guys to forgive me for that particular moment in the series. I will see you guys tomorrow, and tomorrow we will open our first Jurassic booster. So we'll start seeing some big figures tomorrow. I'm not sure how they're working. I'm not sure how many figures come in these boxes. I don't know the size and how strong these guys are, but we're going to find out tomorrow in day number 4. I'll see you all then, and until I do, may all your rolls be critical hits.